I know Scottie Pippen and shocked the world when he came out and said something about Phil Jackson, and it just startled the world. He's been talking out about Kevin Durant. He's been speaking out about a lot of things, and everybody's like, what is going on with Scottie Pippen? He's been on his troll game this week. Man, you gotta let us know what's up with Scottie. All right. Y'all wanted to hear it? Here you go. But first, I want to let all you guys know I am fully aware of your comments. I do read your comments and go back and check them out when I go back and see the videos. So leaving a comment is always a good thing. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the page, and select all. Hit that notification bell. So if you're not getting your notifications, make sure you at least hit the bell. So therefore, they won't be able to say, oh, well, you didn't hit the notification bell. That's why you're not getting the notification. Because I see some of you in the comment section saying that, hey, I didn't get a notification for this. That's why we always say, make sure you check everything. Gotta do that. $100%. Now, let's get into this. You want to give a lot of people time to get there. Hit the like button right away. Super chat, you know it works. You can see it already. And the Cash App is Carceno, Karceno, and let's go. Scottie Pippen came out and said all these things about Phil Jackson and Michael Jordan, talking about Jordan was selfish when he went to play baseball and all of these different things, and coming out with his book. And the reason why Scottie's doing these things and he's acting out because he's getting ready to try to sell his book. He's drawing up all this attention. Then the Scottie Pippen book is going to come out, and then everybody's going to go from there. So that's why Scottie Pippen's doing all this. But he's trying to get some face back based off everyone, basically keeps talking about how he was an MVP candidate. Nobody really remembers what happened back then unless you were back then. Once they showed it on The Last Dance of Scottie Pippen refusing to go in for the final shot and showed us the reason why. Phil chose to give the shot to Tony Kukoc and draw up the play where Scottie inbound the ball, and then the play works to Tony. The play with Scottie being the inbounder would have threw off the Knicks because they would have assumed Scottie Pippen would be the guy shooting the ball last. When the person that has beaten the Knicks before and the Orlando Magic before has been, the Indiana Pacers had been Tony. Tony has hit a lot of shots at the buzzer. So this only makes sense. Now, Scottie pointed out the fact that he believes it was racially motivated by Phil Jackson to let Tony Kukoc shoot this shot in the playoff to try to promote Tony Kukoc over him. I'm here to tell you this is a flat out dumbass lie by Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen's anger with Phil Jackson is not even about this shot. He's not even mad about this moment. Scottie Pippen got over this moment real quick because they won the game. And the team got on Scottie, and Scottie told him how he felt. And then he apologized to the team and moved on. But it had nothing to do with race, which he just made it about in this recent statement, and stated that he felt Phil now is a racist. Now, Phil may be a lot of things. Arrogant, pompous, whatever you want to call it. But racist, it doesn't even make sense. Do you know who Phil Jackson is? Phil Jackson is a doggone hippie. How many racist hippies do you know? Hippies are too damn high to even be connected to anything with socialism and race. They're the most open people you know. As long as you get high with them and smoke, they don't care what you are. You could be a green person. You remember Phil used to do LSD. Out there on the beach, butt naked, howling, thinking he was a tiger. Going and getting arrested. They had to make Phil wear a suit. That's how much of a hippie he was during his Nick days. Phil got an award. Phil Jackson got an award from the American Indian Society for his, I think he wrote a book on them and actually explained the philosophy, the Lakota, and what he, promotes in his book and his lifestyle and the rules and the laws of Lakota. So, I mean, this dude is honored by people that wasn't in his race before he was honored by people that is his race. Phil has actually spent time with these people who are Indian. He spent more times with them in Montana doing all these spiritual chants and everything else. So it's not a racist dude, man. I'm like, but this is what's weird. If you said Jerry, the two Jerrys, then that would make more sense than Phil. Right? It would make a lot more sense than hiring Phil. Than firing off at Phil. For you to go after the Reinsdorfs, then the argument would change a little bit. But Phil? Because he put Tony in, because Tony's the better shooter? He's the better scorer in the clutch? Proven? You're jealous. That's all, Scottie. You're jealous. Because no one gave you the Jordan respect. When Jordan left, you thought this mock team. And nobody honored you like that. You guys on this video is going to find out what this is truly about. We're just peeling the layers. So just enjoy the ride. Hit the like button for those who just got here. Hit the notification button. Subscribe if you're new. And here we go. Now, Scottie. Okay? Scottie Pippen called Phil a racist. Now, Phil drew up the play for Tony Kukoc because Tony Kukoc was the better scorer. And Pippen chose to sit himself out of the play since it wasn't about him. He told Phil Jackson, if this was Michael, you wouldn't have done that to Michael. Which Phil told him, I don't have to do that with Michael. Because Michael knows. When they played the Lakers, the play was drawn up for John Paxson in the NBA Finals. He kept finding John Paxson because they were just crowding Jordan, and Paxson was making the shots. So if Phil's was it racist when he told Michael to do that? Or was Paxson open and Paxson had been making shots? It was a basketball decision, Scottie, and it was the right basketball decision. But I wish you would have shot that shot because you would have missed and y'all would have been down 0-3. So I would have been more than happy to see you take that shot and take that responsibility of jagging the game. Phil was trying to win a game. You was trying to be a legend when they had already voted you NBA top 50th player of all time, which was at 30. And he ain't even done anything on his own, which is disgusting. Now, with that being said, Scottie was mad about his contract. He was jealous of Tony Kukoc because Kukoc came in making more money than he's ever made being on the Chicago Bulls. He wanted them to renegotiate his contract, which they could have done if they wanted to, but they didn't have to because he signed a contract and that's that. And he think, well, I won them championships. They should want to do it. No, they didn't give a damn. That you signed, you get what you paid for. I mean, you signed for. So they didn't cheat you out of any money. You signed the deal. You thought it would be best for your career to have that as security for that long tenure. So you signed up for it. Now the market has changed and you're stuck in a long-term contract. That wasn't their fault. Now, with that being said, the Bulls' run is over, right? They get 6 championships. So they play 3 more years with Tony Kukoc and Phil. They win 3 more championships. Tony wins his 3. It's all love and water under the bridge. Scottie Pippen could care less about this moment. This is only brought up because it was brought up on The Last Dance. Scottie Pippen can care less. This has nothing to do with Phil being no racist. If he thought that, he wouldn't have done any of this. When Phil went back to the Los Angeles Lakers, right? He went over there to the Lakers and took the Lakers job. Scottie had a chance. Scottie had a huge chance right there to rectify a lot of things that were happening with his career. He got a big contract with Houston, the Rockets. It didn't work out. So when Phil was coming back, he was going in to coach the Los Angeles Lakers. And while he was coaching the Los Angeles Lakers, after sitting out from coaching into a quick retirement, he sat out a year. Then he came back to coach the Los Angeles Lakers. Scottie Pippen was in a position trying to work out a trade or to get himself out of Houston. So he did an interview trashing Barkley, calling him fat and lazy so he can try to get out of Houston and they can just get rid of him, which they did. And they traded him to the Portland Trailblazers. But the Lakers wasn't interested in Scottie Pippen. Phil brought Scottie in to work with Kobe. Y'all remember that? Scottie gets traded to Portland. Phil goes there and coach. And right away he brings in John Sally, bringing guys he had from when he was with the Bulls. He brought in Horace Grant during a championship run for the second ring. So Phil knew how to grab somebody who knew how to play. And Scottie was brought in thinking he was going to get signed to the Lakers. And he was the training camp coach. And he was in there basically coaching these guys, thinking he was going to be a member of the Los Angeles Lakers in some capacity. So he was in there coaching, giving advice, thinking, Phil was going to bring him in. This didn't happen. They basically thanked him for, the time of helping the guys. Kobe and the rest of the guys stay focused, but they had no interest in signing Scottie Pippen to a contract, in that capacity. And Scottie felt used, and he felt disdain towards that. Like Phil came and got Horace, and he came and got everybody else. He offered Michael an open door. But me, I was brought in to basically be a photo op with everybody else and help his players. Then I'm not even on the trainings. Not even on the staff when the season starts. Y'all just kick me out like an old dog. So Anchor Nose Pippen was angry. He was angry that Phil didn't come get him. So once again, he felt slighted. But this is Scottie Pippen, a guy who's have a reputation for being mentally rattled or mentally disturbed. And Michael Jordan was always there to bail him out. I don't ever remember Scottie Pippen bailing Michael Jordan out for anything. When did he need to bail you out, Scottie? When did Michael Jordan have to bail you out? It didn't happen, bro. You never bailed Mike out. Mike was there to bail you out 1,000 times. When were you ever there to bail out Michael Jordan? Jordan had to come and stick up to X-Man McDaniels for you because he kept punking you and you couldn't do nothing about it. You scared. They had to go 7 games with the damn Knicks, who they should have beaten 5, but you was scared of Xavier McDaniels. So he's mad because the Laker organization, which was Phil, and all those guys in the front office felt like, man, we gonna stick with Luke Walton over Scottie Pippen. That's what it came down to. Luke Walton had an ankle injury and it hadn't recovered. And they stuck with Luke Walton. Now you already know how they feel about Luke Walton. And they stuck with all of those players except for Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen came in and was a big media haul for the Lakers. Now, this was a team that was bad. This Laker team was on the cusp of being something, but at this time, it was just bad. And they needed something to turn things around. So this is where a lot of problems were starting to develop with Phil and Kobe, because he was not, I'm not going to go out there and just keep scoring 30 and 40 a night and lose. That's not cool. So I might need to go somewhere else. Kobe was okay with the fact of Scottie coming over because Scottie had won before. So Kobe didn't really have a problem for him being there. But for some reason, they chose not to take Scottie Pippen. So Pippen felt played because he thought he was going to be a Laker. So Kareem and Scottie would talk, and he's getting all these lessons, and they're going over, just life. And it looked like Scottie was going to join, and Phil just didn't see it. So it was a very interesting time. But Scottie held a grudge because everybody else was able to come back, but why not him? Dennis Rodman came over there and tried to help the Lakers win a championship and all these things. Dennis, Scottie, Sally, Horace, no Scottie? So it's not racist because everybody else they took were black. He just might always felt a certain way about you, Scottie, and maybe he wasn't wrong. You think people will forget? Look at this man checking Scottie. Scottie scared to death. Xavier McDaniel's punking you. Jordan got to come to you. Look at you, X-Man, all in your head. They all put, leave me alone, man. I said, leave me alone. Jordan had to go head to head with him to take up for you. Look at your punk butt. I said, stop, man. What, chump? What? Man, leave me alone. Leave Horace Scottie alone, man. Look at him. I said, sit down when you pee. I better not catch it standing up peeing, Scottie. You hear me? You sit down when you pee. Look at him. All right, Horace, man, what's wrong with you, man? Why you keep picking on him? Mike didn't had enough. Scottie.
What did you say about Dream Team? I was so.
It was wrong that Shaq and I
beat Dream Team 1, and I don't care who like it. If you had to limit it to 5, and now. I knew it was coming. Intentional. Little John over there. What?
Scottie would be in the 90s. Who this guy really talking about passing the map of carrying the league. So you can't sit there and be like, I'm messing with Michael. Bird said, I don't want Isaiah to be on the Dream Team. But if Scottie Pippen say, I don't want Isaiah to be on the Dream Team.
That's the problem.
Man, come on. I didn't want Isaiah to be on the Dream Team. I don't mind, if Larry Bird said, I don't want Isaiah to be on the Dream Team.
But
say, I don't want Isaiah to be on the Dream Team.
That's a process.
Got a new topic for the
You
report.
can't
Oh, this is good.
Jordan is like, look, I'm not playing. If Isaiah plays, okay, all right. Scottie Pippen, I'm not playing. If Isaiah plays, man, go to the. I'm not playing. If Isaiah plays. If Jordan is like, look, I'm not playing. If Isaiah plays, okay, all right. Scottie Pippen, I'm not playing. If Isaiah plays, man, go to the park. I'm not playing. If Isaiah plays, okay, all right. Scottie Pippen, I'm not playing. If Isaiah plays, man, go to the park.
3D, I need you to get.
Okay.
And Isaiah, so how are you feeling better now that?
It's been on my mind, for about, 25 years right now.
This is feel like a weight is being lifted off of you.
Well, yeah, because I finally get to talk about it and just, the whole dream team experience. And again, I got no problems with, the greatest player to ever play say he don't want to play with me, or Magic saying he don't. But anybody below them talking about they don't want to play with me?
Excuse me, Mr. Thomas.
And I said below them?